Nancy Pelosi has announced that she will no longer be the leader of the Democratic Party in the House, which is a big move because she's been around for a while and was a historic figure, as I'm sure you all know, the first woman to be the leader of a party in the House, as well as the first female Speaker of the House, and she's stepping down. So here is her entering the House of Representatives and getting a standing ovation. This was the first time that she was presiding over the House after the attack on Paul Pelosi. Absolutely. And then here is the beginning, or the first clip I'll show you from her speech where she announced this, and this is where she announces the fact that she's stepping down.
My friends, no matter what title you all, my colleagues, have bestowed upon me, Speaker, Leader, Whip, there is no greater official honor for me than to stand on this floor and to speak for the people of San Francisco. This I will continue to do as a member of the House, speaking for the people of San Francisco, serving the great state of California, and defending our Constitution. And with great confidence in our caucus, I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus that I so deeply respect.
Absolutely, which I think she could have even done this earlier, but I do think it is time for a new, fresh batch of leadership to take over in the Democratic Party in multiple ways. That's part of why I think Joe Biden shouldn't run for re-election. Here's another moment from this same speech where she's addressing the midterm results.
Last week, the American people spoke, and their voices were raised in defense of liberty, of the rule of law, and of democracy itself. With these elections, the people stood in the breach and repelled the assault on democracy. They resoundingly rejected violence and insurrection, and in doing so, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
So centering that around democracy, the fact that the Republican Party didn't do as well as expected in the midterms in a significant way, casting the blame on the fact that many of the candidates running were against our democratic process in a very impactful manner. And then here's her addressing her husband.
For my dear husband, Paul, who has been my beloved partner in life and my pillar of support, thank you. We're all grateful for all the prayers and well wishes as he continues his recovery. Thank you so much.
Another standing ovation there. And as I've said before, can't imagine what that was like, just not knowing what was going to happen with him. An 82-year-old man getting his skull beat in by a hammer because of crazy right-wing conspiracies that this individual subscribed to. Must have been very hard. And she has said in an interview we covered that, or I covered somewhere, maybe on a bonus show or something, that attack on Paul Pelosi was definitely going to play a role in her decision to continue being the leader or not continue. So that could have made the difference there. So as far as my thoughts, it's definitely time. I'm definitely happy that new people will get to rise up in the Democratic Party. But also, I've covered her, and so there are all my thoughts, good and bad, about her different movements. She's not the most incredible leader ever. I wish she could have been more of a progressive fighter on some stuff, but she did get some significant accomplishments through as well. As with many of these individuals, it's a mixed bag. And also, one of the things when I get asked about her that I start with is, let's just say this. We have a game right now in Washington, and she's really good at playing the game. So whether that's a really negative thing for you or really positive is kind of how much agency you give to one person within a very powerful system. And she has been an incredible fundraiser, which in one way feels like corruption because she's getting funds from special interests, but in another way, it does help Democrats in certain races and all these things. So very nuanced conversation to be had there. Far, far, far from perfect, but definitely a historic figure. And it's an interesting and profound moment that she's moving on, because we'll get to see a whole new generation of Democrats move into the top echelon of the Democratic leadership. The expectation is that Hakeem Jeffries will be that person leading the Democratic Party, but we'll dive more into him later. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before any of the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get access to an extra full show every Saturday that only members can see, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley, and there is a link in the description.